What's going on, guys? Today I'm going to walk you through how to get started with product research using Helium 10. This will work with Jungle Scout, Viral Launch, but I'll be using Helium 10 as the software we're using for Amazon FBA product research. This is to get you going, right? A lot of people don't know where to start. You don't know what to do. This will get you started with product research. So many people just don't know where to start. And so if you're in that boat, this is a perfect video for you, for me to lay out exactly the steps are to get some momentum, to start looking for your first product for Amazon FBA. So hopping on my screen here, the first thing I want to talk about is that there'll be a discount code for Helium 10 down below. Again, don't buy this if you have Jungle Scout or Viral Launch or something else that does the exact same thing. But if you are going to get something and you want to follow along here, Helium 10, there'll be a discount code down below. Get 30% off the next 12 months. That is for this month only, but after that, it'll be 20% off for the next 6 months. So either way, you'll save some money. Might as well save some money if you're going to get this anyways. So after you get Helium 10, we're in the dashboard here. There'll be a couple tools we'll be using here. One is Blackbox. So this is the organizer of the millions of products on Amazon for us to sort through. We can see here categories, number of sellers, price, review count, review rating, BSR. Some things I don't expect you to know right away, but anything important to get you going, I will cover here today. But before we do the search here, there's one more thing you need to do. So once you have Helium 10 here, what we're going to do is just Helium 10 Chrome Extension. And if you guys don't have Chrome, download Chrome. It's going to make Amazon FBA so much easier with everything that we use inside of here. So you can go here, download extension, log in. It comes up right here. Now, what this does, if I go in and go to camera light for desk here, my last search, I hit this bad boy, we can see X-ray right here. And this will take that whole screen you're looking at and it'll break it down from sales. So $115,000 in sales, $150,000 in sales, $247,000, and a lot more data right here. So we'll be using this a lot as we get started. There's a lot of things we can do with this. And this helps us quickly analyze markets of what we're going into, right? We see the search volume up here for this. It's not available, so we know it's not a great keyword to be using here. But if we just go camera light, right? We type that in, we go back up here, go to X-ray. We see search volume is 7,400 for that keyword right alone here. And we can hit all time and see what's been going on. Is it trending up? Is it trending down? Is it seasonal? Again, if you guys don't know what I'm talking about here, just hang tight. These are all things we'll be covering with each example. So going back to Blackbox here, this is where we should all start. So once you get the Chrome extension, you're all ready to go right here. This is going to help us get our jump start, right? So the whole point of this is to sort through a ton of data, help us pick things that have a more likelihood, doesn't mean they will be, but more likelihood of being good products. And then on Amazon with the X-ray tool, we'll be going down rabbit holes, looking at data and doing all that good stuff here. So first starting with Blackbox here in the product section, we go through what kind of categories we want to look for, okay? So arts, craft, and sewing's good. Baby products are kind of like that, just from the fact of you usually need a CPC. There's a lot of restrictions in this category because, of course, you want to protect the babies, right? We don't want crappy products in that market. Beauty and personal care, pretty rough. You got big brands, big competition. It's harder to source high quality, lotions or perfumes or whatever it is. Books, no. Camera and photo, no. CD and vinyls, no. Cell phone accessories, I usually stay away from. Clothing, shoes, and jewelry. I do like this category, but the thing that usually keeps me away here is the high returns and all the different sizing and styles you need, which creates a lot of variations, which then creates a first big order. And we don't want to drop 10, 20K on our first order. Collectible coins, no. Computer accessories, no. Electronics, no. High defect rates. Grocery and gourmet foods, tough. Handmade products, not enough money there. Health and household, it's okay. Home and kitchen, very good. Industrial scientific, very good. Kitchen and dining, good. Movie and TV, no. Don't know why I clicked that. Musical instruments, it's okay. Kind of like you want the musical like accessories here. Patio, lawn and garden, very seasonal, but sometimes really good. Pet supplies, good. Software, no. Sports and outdoors can be okay. Tools and home improvement, same thing there. Toys and games, if I want to go in that category, I usually just do it alone. But again, very trendy items here. Hard to stay in the market for a long time. 1 year, this Barbie's hot. Next year, this G.I. Joe's hot, and things just kind of fade away. It's hard to find a sustainable product in toys and games, in my opinion anyways. So categories right there. Number of sellers, again, I'm just going to breeze past the things that don't matter. And again, I know I'm moving fast. I'm talking fast. I apologize. Just rewatch this video if you have to. Next, we have sales. So somewhere between like $15 and $50. Again, these are just limits. We can go to 55, we can go to 13. Why we don't want too low priced items, because the FBA fee will take up a huge part of the margin. If we go too high priced, then our first order is gonna be super expensive, right? So we have to find this middle ground and know your budget, know your constraints, but these are all flexible, okay? Let's go minimum review count 450 here. Review rating, you can mess with this, right? If we're looking for a product to improve upon, We want a max review rating of like 4.2, right? That way it's under 4.5 stars, and we could improve upon that to get an edge on our competition. I usually don't start with that personally. Parent level revenue. So this is going to be for the whole product, including its variations. This will be, let's go around 5,000 to, 17,000, somewhere in that range. We don't like to be too far off on our first product. Like we don't want to be up to 25,000, 30,000, just because those guys have, if you're new, they have a way bigger skill set than you. They know how the game's played. They probably have more money, more experience, and you're going to get eaten alive here. I'd rather stay in this lower range, especially if it's your first product, because it's easier to rank up. You need less inventory, less investment, less risk, and you have a bit of a quicker route to get some cash flow coming back to you, even though it's not going to be life-changing right away. But what we can do is we can build our skills up, repeat this process with more and more products. Then eventually, if you want to be aggressive, now you have the skill set to go after some of these bigger niches. So we just don't want to be too aggressive here. ASIN revenue, we're okay with leaving this alone. I'd rather just look at parent level revenue. This just means if there's a blue coat, what is the minimum max of that's going on compared to the red coat, right? So parent level revenue just takes that combined sales of the listing. If it's red, blue, green coats, what is the total sales, right? So this is what we're looking at right here. BSR, we won't get into too much today. It's a little bit more advanced metric. During this search, I don't use it anyways. We can do exact brand searches, exact seller search. I don't do any of this either. Parent level sales, I don't care. As long as it's between this price and this revenue, I don't care how many units I have to sell, as long as I'm making money, right? Sales change here, we could mess with, right, if it's a growing trend, but I usually, again, don't mess with it. I like to go down the rabbit hole and I can see really quickly with the keyword data or anything else if it's a trend moving up in the right direction. Also, I don't want super trendy items because usually if it has a high growth pattern or growth rate, it's going to come crashing down. But we don't want that. We want something a little bit more stable. Shipping size here, small standard size, large standard size. We could do large bulky, that's fine. Just you're gonna have higher FBA fees, but who cares if we can make money on it? Like if it's a little harder, that means less competition, right? Usually if you can lean into the harder stuff, that nobody wants to take the time to figure out, like, how do we do compact shipping with this? What kind of freight rates are going on here? Is there any way to reduce the items in there or reduce the size of the packaging to reduce my FBA fees and my freight costs, right? Things you should be thinking about, how to get the edge over your competition. Because if our fees are $5 lower than the other guy, then we can price more aggressively and price them out of the market. So fulfillment here, all I did was Amazon FBA, FBM. I don't really care what method they're using to sell it. Obviously, this means Amazon selling the product. FBA means it's in their warehouse. This means Amazon takes care of the shipping and packing. FBM means the seller itself is actually shipping the goods, which I don't suggest ever doing that unless it's a rare circumstance, just in the fact of you get less conversion, your rankings are a lot lower usually, and it's just harder to compete with FBA listings. Best sales month, all this is just if we're looking for seasonal items, which there is a strategy and methods to do this. The rest of stuff I don't care about unless I'm looking for something specific. So next we're gonna hit search right down here. Now we can see here, all the constraints we put in, this is now sorted Amazon products for our search constraints. So again, this doesn't mean we're gonna find great products, but it takes the millions of products, puts it down to a little bucket, and we're trying to pick out of that bucket just because there's a more likelihood that these products are gonna be great for us. So we can go down here, we see the parent level revenue, the ASIN revenue for this product. We can go right here, then the product will pop up for us. So we have disposable waterproof gloves here, I think, or aprons. We have some type of parrot cage. The products are wild too. Once you do this a lot, you're gonna find stuff that you had no idea that exists. I've been doing this for 7-8 years now, and every day I see something new. Pop-up golf chipping net, door shoe rack, some weird looking goggles. And what we could do is we can actually open these up. So anything that I find interesting, I'm gonna open up here just so I can see what's going on. Okay, so we're gonna open up a few, then I'm gonna tell you exactly how we go down that rabbit hole of looking at the mass market, okay? So again, we can open up a few over here. Clothing wash, I wouldn't get into. Red stainless steel ruler, nah. Sharpies, no, just we don't want to do anything with big brands, right? Stay away from that. Okay, so we can just keep going to this list, and what I do is anything that's interesting, I bring up, and then I'm just gonna get reps by going through and seeing what's going on in the listing, which I'll show you. But before we do that, there's another method that I love to use on Blackbox. So Blackbox here has a keyword section too. So what this does, instead of pulling up individual products, this will pull up keywords with real search volume on Amazon. So we can kind of see these weird things people are searching for. And to me, that usually leads to more good ideas and opportunities because one, I can see the entire market for, say keyboards with red lights on them or something like that. versus just, me finding a keyboard and not really knowing what the angle of the search volume is for something like that for it very specifically. So here we can start in with a range of like 500 search volume to 5,000, something in that range. Again, I like to mess with this. Could be 500 to 6,000, 500 to 4,000, all that good stuff. Just know the more search volume, usually the more competition there is. Monthly revenue, same thing here. We can go somewhere between 4,000 and, like 18,000, somewhere in here. Just kind of messing with my ranges there, but there is a little bit of a constraint there. Same thing with pricing, 14 to 51, dollar down, dollar up. Maybe we missed something at $50.50 or something like that. Review count, let's go like 475 here minimum. Review rating, again, we won't mess with this one. Word count for this one is very important to me. So I want something with at least 3 words in it. Okay, you might be asking, Cameron, why would you do such a thing? Well, it's because the longer the phrase, the more words in it, the more niche down it is, the more specific it is. So the more specific a keyword is, the more likelihood there is something there that needs to be improved upon for that specific ask. So if someone's searching, I don't know, men's lotion, and they're looking for it for their beard, well, men's lotion for beard would be their next search to get more tailored in there. If there's something specifically for the beard, right there, they're more likely to buy it. Or if it just shows generic men's lotion, but they put in men's lotion for beard, it's like, okay, it probably works, but I wish there's something there that told me this is exactly for a beard, right? And these are the kind of opportunities we're looking for. There's a ton of ways to do this, but I want to find niche down little gems that where we can angle into the market and make sure we're 2 steps ahead of the competition. We have something we can build a brand around and everything like that. So word count, minimum 3 here. Do the exact same thing for categories here. So we go down. We got garden outdoors, home and kitchen, pet supply, sports and outdoors. Baby products would be okay here. And we can actually see that my categories are a little weird from the last time I had. It looks like I was doing a UK search last time. So I need to go back up here and make sure I'm looking at the American market. So going back to the American market, we'd see the new ones popped up for us here. So we had baby into that last one. Home and kitchen, industrial scientific, kitchen dining, office products, patio, lawn and garden, pet supplies, tools and home improvement, sports and outdoors, and that should be good there. Shipping size, again, let's go small, standard size, large, bulky. Anything that gets between this is usually a bit out of my range. How many variations? We don't need this. Number of sellers, we don't need this. Fulfillment, I do like to put this in here like that. You can mess with competing products, just means how many products are in that category. But to me, I find this very misleading because Amazon will backfill unrelated products into a search, so you don't get a true number there in my sense. Okay, we go down, hit search. Now we can see with this one, it's not bringing up products, but it's bringing up keywords. So now we have like full little niches that we can find, right? And if I want to be really aggressive, what I do is I go to word count 4, bring that, hit search, and now we have even longer tail keywords, right? So polybags with suffocation warning. Okay, that's very specific. Rotary hammer drill bits, field hockey shin guards, shelf dividers for wire shelves, gymnastic wristband for grips. Okay, so we can go over here, hit view on Amazon. This brings up this whole category, right? So we can take a look at that. We can keep going down. Mason jars with handles, sleeping bag stuffed sack, washing machine drain hose, marble rolling pins for baking. That one's actually really interesting because the wife's a baker, but I've never seen a marble one. So anything that kind of catches my eye, I'm into. I'm trying to avoid really generic stuff like plastic bags. I don't want to go into a market, even if it looks great. I don't want to go into a market with this like cheap commodity goods. Because at the end of the day, if the plastic bag is decent quality, and it gets the job done, it's all about price and how many you're getting. I don't want to play that game. And with these simple products, a lot of new people, a lot of beginners are like, oh, that's easy to do. So they just flood the market and it becomes a cash war or a price war. Everybody just lowers their price. Who's got the best price for the biggest bulk of these bags? And it's not a game I want to play. I want to play something that I can build a brand around. I can have some differentiation. I can add some value. I can add some color to it, some spice to it, whatever it may be. And you just can't do that with simple, boring products that are just like commodities. We don't want to play that game. Okay, so we have about 4 examples up here. Let's start with the goggles. I started on this product page. So what do I do from here? It's a little different than my strategy when I'm looking at just something as the whole kind of field here. Because I'm looking at this, okay, it's doing $6,000 in sales per month. Great, I would love $6,000 in sales. The review ratings are not that great. We see that 5 different variations. the photos are trash, right? These are terrible. Okay, so I can compete with this person, but we don't know if this is the only person in this market that's actually doing this well or not, right? If this was the only competitor for something like this, we would beat the crap out of them, but we don't know if this is the only competitor. So what I want to do here is actually go to X-ray. So when we open this up on a product page, we can see the full sales of this listing. We can see the ASIN revenue. So the red ones are doing about 1,200 of this 6,000. We can see it broken down per color right down here as well. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and click all these. Okay, so I'm going to take these all right here. I'm going to do run Cerebro. And what this is, it's called a reverse ASIN lookup. And what I can do with this is I can understand where this product is ranking organically for keywords. And that's going to tell me what the best keywords are for this product, which in turn will tell me who are the other competitors, right? If I can pull up the best keyword for them that they're getting sales on, I can see all their competition because we can assume that the best keyword for this product would have everybody who's selling the best, right? If it's got the highest volume, highest relevancy, it's going to encompass all of its competition. And how we do this, we just grab the top sellers here of this, which you can do for this too. We can just grab the top sellers here like I just did, or we could just grab it from the product page. You have to have decent sales here or else, it could not be ranking for those keywords. It's got to be something that's, potentially one of the better products. But for this, we don't know if it's one of the better products. So what I'm going to do is go to position rank right down here. It's going to be ranking from spot 1 to spot 25 for keywords. Any of these variations right here. Hit apply right down here to the right. And we scroll down, we sort by search volume right here. We can see first keyword here, onion goggles for women cooking, everything like that. So the top keyword is onion goggles with searches around 2,500 per month. We can see this spikes up around Christmas time, which a lot of products do just because holidays everybody buys. We can see right here, it goes into a little trough and then it 10Xs for Christmas, which to me is a good sign of a healthy product. If you can get that Christmas boost, that's excellent. We just don't want it to be 0 and then 10,000 for Christmas, but it sits around 2,500 all year round and then it quadruples for Christmas time. So I clicked on this keyword here because this is going to tell me all the different goggles right here. So now I can see all the competition. We see right here, again, kind of low stars for goggles, but they do look a little better here. They are cheaper. Onion goggles, $5. So I don't want to compete with that person here. Just being $5. These are just funny. These are DeWalt's, like if you're removing asbestos or mold or something. These are some competition, which if I wanted the best pair, actually it's a pretty good price. This would be the best thing you could buy for onions, but it's not branded toward onions. So a lot of people, like a housewife or a woman or even a dude, wouldn't think to buy this for onions, right? Unless he's just like some carpenter who pulls it out for fun. But it would be the best. That's kind of funny. We got more glasses here, $9, $25. So just looking at this market, I probably wouldn't get involved just because there's $5 options, there's $10 options. This guy has 3,300 reviews. The DeWalt here, 52,000. Even though I'm not worried about him on this keyword, I don't want to be here. There's already a lot of variations here. There's a lot of different colors, a lot of different styles. So I don't see any room to improve here. So when I see something like this, I might go back and look for a more narrow keyword here, right? So dry eye glasses. Okay, what are those? Now I have another rabbit hole. These are different types of glasses here. And we can look into, are these something that needs adjusting or not doing very well? Or specifically, the utility of them doesn't work very well, which we can see here. Dry eye glasses, 3.4 out of 5 stars, but they're not selling enough for me to take notice on this. So we can see $4,000 a month. Actually, they're selling a little better than I thought right here. But could we solve this problem? Could glasses really help with dry eyes? Again, you'd have to do a lot more research in this aspect, but you see how I went from I hate the onion glasses idea to all of a sudden we're looking into a brand new niche just because I look for different long tail keywords here. So this is what I do. This is what I call going down the rabbit hole. I just get lost. I just keep going down and looking for new opportunities. I know it's really hard to see these opportunities when you're brand new, but reps. And then all of a sudden, you do it for 30 days, you spend a couple hours on it 5 times a week. You're going to be thinking about products in your damn sleep. You're going to be dreaming about products and you'll start seeing opportunities like this, like, oh, maybe, you know things about dry eyes. Maybe you have dry eyes, so you can test these things, make them better, and bring them to market. Because the only thing you really need here is if you had a product with 4.5 stars, you could do this. You could beat this person out. But the problem is you have to have good quality and actually has to help people with dry eyes, which I struggle with dry eyes. And I've tried so many things that they just don't work. The best thing for me was moving out of the desert. So you might be able to help people. You might not be. So this might be a lost cause, but hopefully you see what I'm saying here. And then you just keep going down. New product, guitar stand here. Okay, it does about 6,800 in revenue. What I do is bring up X-ray, find the best keywords for it. Then you're pretty much like in the same spot as here, right? So this is why I like the keyword research part of it, because I feel like I just skip a step. I'm looking at something with 700 search volume per month, which is kind of low, but it varies here. It goes up and down a little bit, up to 2,000. So it's kind of a low volume field here. What I'm looking at here, so I've skipped the sponsored listings, by the way, guys, when I'm looking at something, because anybody could be here if they pay. What I care about is the first organic listing that isn't sponsored, which is the Under Armour. Then it's this 6-piece 4-inch wrist. Then it's this one, then it's this one, then it's this one. And we can see the Under Armour 300 plus sales. This concerns me because they're a big brand. They're winning already. So how do we beat them out? Well, maybe if we're Nike, maybe if we're a Jordan brand. So I don't see a lot of things here that we could do. We already see people adding different colors, adding bigger packs, everything like that. So I wouldn't touch this unless I was a gymnast and I could clearly see what's missing here, which again, hopefully you guys start down a rabbit hole where you're passionate about, or you're a consumer yourself, or it's a hobby. Doesn't mean you have to have one, but it really helps for you knowing the customer, because you are the customer, and then providing something that no one else is providing because you know what's missing. So just glancing at that one, not a huge fan. To be thorough, you would open X-ray, you would look at the sales of everything, but I just know that would not be a great thing. Okay, looking at here, we go back up here, we see marble rolling pins for baking, 857 volume. So this does a huge spike. Not a huge one, but it looks like a 5-6x here spike during Christmas. And if we go down here, we see they all kind of look the same. There's different colors here a little bit, but let's look at the market. Opening up X-ray here, we can see this SB, this SP. This is a sponsored brand ad. This is a sponsored product ad. I don't want to see those because again, it kind of skews my search, because what I want is the organic listings for this keyword, because that tells me that they're doing the best. They're getting the most sales in this keyword. So this is our real competition. So what I did is went to filters, hide sponsored products from results, apply filters, they all go away. What AC is Amazon's choice. So essentially they're just doing the best on this keyword. And we can see $45,000 here, 67,000, 26,000. You know what that tells me, guys? This is not the best keyword for this product. This is really off. 857 searches per month does not lead to $45,000 in sales. If this was like 8,000, 10,000, 6,000, that's more believable. But what that tells me to do is I need to go find the main market. So for this, I am going to go ahead and take the 3 best sellers, which happen to be at the top here, and I'm going to run Cerebro. Why we want the best sellers here? Because they're going to have a higher chance of being ranked for the bigger keywords in there, right? The more sales volume, the more likelihood they're going to be ranking up on the bigger keywords that are relative to them. Then we can see the whole market for what it is. Okay, so we have those 3 top sellers now in Cerebro. We'll do a reverse ASIN lookup. We're going to go 1 through 15 just because their sales are a little better. We know they're the top sellers. So we're going to go down here and hit apply. Scroll down, sort by search volume. And here we go. We see rolling pin, 82,000 here. We'll open this up, but we know that's going to be a mix of marble and wood here. What that means, it's the highest search volume for the category, but it's not the highest relevancy for the marble rolling pin. So if this had marble rolling pins, it'd be a 10 out of 10 for relevancy. So what we're looking for is like the best keyword for volume and relevancy for the product we're trying to sell with. And we see that right here with marble rolling pin. So this one's doing about 2,500 searches per month versus the other one doing around 800. So we can assume most of the big ones are here, and they get supplemental sales in these bigger categories, right? Whether that's through ads, which we see one right here. We see another ad for a marble rolling pin here. We see wood. I don't know what the heck that thing is. That's another rabbit hole we could go down. And then we see the marble rolling pin in spot 5 here. Another one of the steel ones, wood, weird, silicone guys, another marble one. So we see this is a mixed one. So this is not a full representation of what we're trying to go after. This is something I call another step up, right? So after we go dominate, say we start this product, right? Say we go dominate marble rolling pins, right? This would be our main focus to rank number one here because it's the highest relevancy with the highest search volume. And then when we're done with that, we start going after the bigger fish, which is the rolling pin category. And that's going to help supplement our sales, which essentially is exactly what this person is doing here with 700 plus sales, 2,600 reviews. Looking at this, this is not a market I want to be in. It's hard to differentiate. What do you do with this? You do a 2-pack? Do you do a set? We can already see the sets being done here. You can change the color, but would they like a new color? Or the colors already exist out there? It seems to be this is one color that's doing really well. So to me, I want nothing to do with this product. So I know we came fruitless on a lot of these products, but that's how it goes. I usually have a list of 10 to 30 products and we keep just going down the list, and we just keep getting more examples until we find that like, hey, we need to do this with it, right? So say we're doing marble rolling pins here. Say that everybody was just selling this alone and the listings looked like crap and this kit didn't exist yet. Well, maybe that was what the market needed next, but someone's already doing that. So we need to go find other opportunities. Product research, again, is all about reps. Try to find that angle into the market and really wiggle your way in there. Get 2 steps ahead of the competition as far as improving the product, adding value to the product, looking better than other products. It could be different variations, different styles of the product. And if you can, this is the biggest one of all, if you can, find a very niche down keyword that you can go in and be the really only product for that really niche down keyword. Because that allows you to dominate that keyword regardless of the competition. And it gives you a great standing point to get great sales there, get some cash flow, and then expand to other more broad keywords within your niche. Okay, so you saw me use X-Ray, Cerebro here, Blackbox, the keyword tool, and the product tool here. The last thing I want to show you, which is another way to look for more keywords. If we go to Magnet here and say we want to find more things like gymnastic wristbands here, we go back to Magnet, we put this in here, we hit Get Keywords. Just like the other databases, we can sort through these keywords. But what this is going to do is grab related keywords to this for us to find more niche down keywords to go down rabbit holes. So we see running wristbands, neon stuff for football games, volleyball arm pads. And we can be more specific here. Say we want to stay in the gymnastics realm. Okay, so let's go back to what we're looking for search volume here, 500 to 4,000. Word count, let's go to 4 here. And then again, we want to stay in the gymnastics realm. So we're going to put in gymnastics and phrase containing. And this is going to help us just find those keywords here. So now we're down to 6 filtered keywords. We see how we narrowed that down a lot. This is a little too narrow, but just maybe gymnastics isn't that big of a niche to look into. But we see gymnastics stuff, accessories, tiger paw gymnastics, grips, bar pads. So it's like, what's a bar pad? Let's go look into that. So we see these different bar pads. We take a look at that market. Okay, so maybe it's accessories, maybe it's grips, all this good stuff that we can go down to, analyze the markets, everything like that. If you're not looking for gymnastics specifically, I advise you just to open it up like this, get rid of that phrase containing, and then we're going to sort by its magnet IQ score. So when we do this, it's just Helium 10 telling us what keywords have the lowest amount of competitors and the highest search volume, right? So it's just a ratio here. Again, this isn't a perfect indicator, but it's a good place to start. So we see here, Tiger Paw Gymnastics, looks like it's a brand. Stay away. Bear Complex Grips, sketchy. Softball wristband for signs. That's interesting. So you can go down that rabbit hole, right? And it keeps going. It just keeps going here, and you can go and find the weirdest little niches and just keep going down here. And you can do this with any keyword. So that's what I do to keep finding new product ideas, analyzing new markets, going down rabbit holes. And I know we didn't find anything super fruitful, but that's product research. The first day, you're not going to find something that's going to change your life overnight. It takes some reps to get used to. Practice, practice, practice. Get your brain in product research mode. You don't have to do 8 hours a day of this stuff. A couple hours a day, 4 to 5 times a week. And you'll see after a week or two, your brain will start to shift, to start thinking of these creative ideas you can go figure out and do. So I hope that was helpful. It's meant to get you started, get some reps in, know exactly what to do, how to use the software. Again, the discount code's down below if you guys need it. And then also, down below, there'll be a link to I think it's 60 plus pages, but it's a full guide walking you through the complete steps of Amazon FBA. That way you can kind of visualize the whole path and process. So this thing will lay out all the steps with some tidbits and things you need to look out for to not make silly mistakes. It's completely free. You just put your email in and then we'll send it to you via email, and that's it there. But all right, guys, that's it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.